Guys, in between queues today, I'm rewatching last night's final of the first ever European all-female tournament. And already, it's looking pretty action-packed. Let's get in a game, come on.
We are going to get underway, but of course, one piece of this puzzle is missing. Welcome back, Bloxer.
Hello.
There he is.
Oh, did you miss me, guys? I really hope so.
Black Bloxer.
Oh, what a draft that is, and some really interesting team compositions right there. Kind of wanted to do
Chat.
different things, right?
I don't want to have to. I'm gonna have to time you guys, some of you guys out. Chat.
Talk about G2's composition.
Be respectful of others. God damn it.
Throughout the tournament.
Please, let's get in the rift. Please, I beg. Here we go. We're kicking it off. No, it's an all female league, chat. The games, these games. Here we go. It's called the Rising Star. We have QLS versus G2H. With Karina, Tifa, Kalties, Columbio, Lizzie, and then up against Sana, Sheena, Lilianne, Cosmic, and Kayana. Let's get it. I'm excited. First ever all-female European tournament, I was told. And before you guys flame, for no reason, their average ranks are above Masters. So like, if you guys are flaming, you're literally Silver 3 in chat, so have a little bit of respect. They would whoop you. And so would I. Chat, do we like QLS's comp or G2's? I heard G2 players are pretty cracked. Rune pages all look really good for me. Yeah, there's no cams, I don't think.
As soon as you can land one of those dark bindings, it should be a very easy gank indeed. And especially because Shiner is playing on that Vi, you need to be finding ganks early on in the game. If not, you're not playing Vi correctly. Whereas Karina has a much chiller time during this early game. The portion of the first 5-10 minutes for Belveth, you're not particularly strong. You're kind of trying to find what you can around the map, looking to scale up before you can start beginning to look for corals around those Drakes and Rift Heralds. If you can find a gank, it's absolutely fine, but for the minute, expecting the Belveth to not get too involved, whereas Shiner on this buy needs to find gank opportunities, and the bot lane is a perfect place to do
Go straight bot, Shiner, you got this.
On the other hand, we're talking about Belveth, and we're really looking into the possibilities for the late game hyper-skilled Belveth. What is going to be happening with the fight? Because yeah, she's pretty much early game oriented, and we want to see her around the lanes. But later in the game, what?
Tifa is Yamato Cannon's girlfriend, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Solari.
Oh really? The mid laner? Victor.
You didn't take much care, much consideration into Bloxer there, is how the previous game we had, the game 3 of the lower finals, the Karina on Belveth was just going for a level 3 behind the tower gate. So I wouldn't be very surprised if anything similar happened.
That is very true. I mean, I watched that game, I saw what happening, and I was confused because that is not the way that you're supposed to play this Belveth. Belveth isn't supposed to be particularly strong during the early portions of the game, but now Karina is perfectly happy to go completely against that trend.
Not sure what that Vi is doing.
Doesn't really care about the rules, she just creates her own, and apparently they work rather nicely.
Yes, they do. And Lilianne really putting some damage onto Tifa. She has lovely range.
I was eating a protein bar, 18 grams of protein.
Ring, so she's going to be fine.
I apologize. I'm trying to get absolutely diced for Christmas.
On the bottom lane here, Colombo and Kaltis are really putting
finally gonna stop Santa Claus from breaking down my fucking chimney for once.
Caitlyn and Morgana can be so powerful. But I think that the fact that they saw Karina in the bottom lane,
Santa Claus comes down my goddamn chimney, I'm gonna be waiting.
We're able to catch, they get them getting the scuttle crab.
Top lane gank, let's go. Beautiful by Karina. Keep going. Shen's done. Sana's gonna go down.
But Karina has followed up. Another flash guarantees the first blood.
Interesting, the Sedge has gone flash TP. You see some Sedges go aggressive with things like Ignite.
Up in the top lane, Sana thinking that she was a-okay because Shiner was around. It ends up being, once again, like you said,
Shiner and
Shana? Sure, Belveth isn't particularly strong during the early portion of the game, but Karina on Belveth, absolutely fine. Even through that Spirit's Refuge coming out from the Shen, it didn't even matter. And usually you'd expect that ability, stopping auto attacks.
Ooh! Flash!
Oh, okay.
Close.
So close. Oh my god. And Solari, it's very interesting to see that this bot lane on the red side is doing even more pressure than clashes. But let's have a look at the replay here.
So Vi actually really good read on a counter here, no?
She
knew there was going to be a gank, so she showed up. But unfortunately, they just
so quickly.
Shen Vi just ain't got
forward
fucking
there,
nothing in the
Miss
tank
Nicole
early
this
here.
year made sure that the flash was not going to miss.
Oh yes, well it's really hard to miss flash in a situation like that. Sacrificing it is a big deal to be honest, but considering that your
This
opponent
Belveth is
doesn't
running the
have
show.
either of the
She's
targets
just
available anymore for quite some time.
perfect clear into good
Something like
ganks
that,
and
look at
objective
what G2
controls.
are doing right now. Karina is at the Dragon Beat right
The
now,
Vi
and
looks a little
the
outclassed, and I'm not
Dragon
gonna lie, like,
doesn't
if you get a
fall
jungle
yet.
super outclassed
No,
in
they're
these
not.
tournaments, it's
They
gonna be pretty hard to
understand
come back
something's
from.
happening around this part of the map, but they are not there to stop that. And the first Drake of the game, the Ocean Drake, is going to be in hands of G2.
Right now,
That's going to be so grateful.
Can you put the quality up?
Sorry, I was just gonna say.
We're at 1080p 60 if that's good enough for you, bro. Do you want like 4K?
Something we've seen from them before in their
What
previous
do you want?
series
What do you want?
versus Clash. They ended up falling quite
What
far
do you want from
behind
me?
in the early games of a couple of those series.
You want
and it meant
8K?
that things
You
were just
mean fucking
beginning to
Google
feel a
3D
little
glass
bit
for you as
iffy
well,
for them
buddy?
coming into the mid
Yeah.
game, whereas in this series, beginning to find leads for themselves right at the very start.
Yes, and one thing that we mentioned here all throughout the tournament is how vision is so necessary, isn't it, Solari? The fact that we have G2 on that Drake pit with all the vision and none for Clash.
Chat, wasn't
but
there
this time around
an-
they don't have vision of Sheena coming in. It's
Don't-
a lot of damage already on
I don't want
Caitlyn,
to start
but
any
the-
type of.
Vi is
Ooh,
coming
Vi,
out.
nice.
Trap is going to land,
Huge.
but the flash is enough to dodge the
Belveth is coming in to clean up.
No
Chat, wasn't there a
kills
league
coming
where
to
there was like an
Karina is
all-girl
around,
team,
she's just
but it was in
there
like
to make
a
sure that
normal
nothing
open
goes
league?
wrong.
What team was that? It was in Russia, I
Engage.
think.
Maybe if she just goes for Shinna, she's
And then they end up having
on
the
there.
fastest
Might
ever
be
loss
going
that's
over
ever been
the wall.
recorded
They
in
don't
League
have
of
vision
Legends.
this
there we go.
Oh, yes, they do. And Karina going
Those
in.
games are pretty
And then
rough, but
they go to that
those-
position, but no, she
I don't
has
think
no
some of those.
weapon. Cortez is
Ooh,
strong
well
enough
played.
to take
I think
out
some of those
Caitlyn with
players
a
weren't
flash
actually
shot.
like super
And the
high elo.
crit
These players
is
are
going to
pretty.
make sure
They've had to make
that
their way
now
up through
G2 Hell is on a
the all-female
2-0
tournament
lead.
bracket to actually
There
get
is
to these
anything
finals.
that
These are the
G2
best
are
of the best. They're actually pretty good.
Extremely low here, but you are also talking about Cosmos, who's running extremely low.
This is
And
finals,
you're
yeah.
talking about Karina, who has no fear in her eyes as she's jumping in. And
She has
already
no fear, I love
quite
it.
a nice damage output, making sure that Sheena is very busy trying to survive, fighting for her own life, and giving enough time for Caldes to score that beautiful kill.
Oh, so nearly going down on the Jhin
Lilian
as well,
is
but it
73
doesn't
CS at 8
even
minutes,
matter.
almost
And we've
Chovy
seen
level. Let's go
once
Lilian.
again throughout
Hashtag
this
Team
tournament
Lilian.
that having the
get it?
counter gank is almost more powerful than the initial gank. Being able to arrive a couple of seconds later once the health bars are already low and clean up has been one of the most powerful tools in the kit of these junglers. And so right there, Karina coming in after the majority of the play had already happened, picked up a kill, and G2 really have a stranglehold on this game already. 1k gold in the lead.
I know face cams. I don't know. Not sure.
More impactful
They're playing
on
from
that
home
level
or from their
against
team
that
houses if they have them. I'm not
upgraded
sure.
form.
Unaware of the circumstances.
Yes, and we have a look here at the top lane and the bottom lane. They are swapping sides. We're gonna have the duos at the top.
Interesting lane swap.
Pushing in a lot, G2 did here
Stop
in
the
the
base.
top lane. And
Nice.
that's also the same thing
Well
happening
done,
for
Sheena.
the bottom lane. So we see how they're managing well
takes the
their
late reset now.
their recall timers, and how they are.
Marina
they
secured
have been
Dragon,
able to secure those CS
First
for
gank,
themselves, it looks like, at
lost
least.
the Rift Herald.
For the ADCs, the Jhin is a little far ahead. Caitlyn's going to catch up right now. But in the mid lane, I think is the biggest difference. Lilian is
She's
a lot
smurfing.
ahead.
She is a lot
16
ahead.
CS. Oh,
Six-
I am
good
good at
maths.
maths. Look
Wow.
at that.
Wow, look at that! I am
You-
a
that's
little bit
an-
jealous of you right now. I would not be
Incredible
able to
maths.
calculate that for life. But, I mean, what else would you expect? Definitely Victor is the champion who needs to farm as much as possible because his upgrades depend on his farm. But Syndra as a champion has an upper hand when it comes to farming one-on-one on the lane. As long as no jungler is coming her way, she's going to have a pretty safe
Chat, what do you
time
think
because
about-
of her range.
No, no,
She's
no,
feeling
no.
extremely safe standing there against Victor. He cannot really throw anything at her with any success
Never
and
mind.
stop her from farming up. Well, she absolutely can.
I'm not saying it.
A big range advantage overall, I'd say, for Clash right here. The majority
Like, I was
of
gonna
their
say-
laners, specifically that Caitlyn and that
Like the winner of this tournament,
have so much
like if they
range over their opponents that it does
were to
allow
verse
them
some of the
farm
bottom tier
pretty
LEC
safely.
teams, but
But
like
that doesn't seem to be
obviously that's
translating
unfair
into
because like I think
good
average
power,
rank here is
especially
maybe
because
like
once you
Masters
do
and
have the
obviously the
ability to push
LEC
your opponent
teams.
in, that opens
I
you
think
up to ganks,
I'm
something
not sure the
that
average
Clash
rank
is
of the
doing
bottom
very
LEC
well right
teams.
now, going for another one.
Kiana.
Yes, they are. And that would have been a very nice opportunity. Kiana was very tempted by trying to hit that
XL
dark
would
line
probably
and it didn't
lose.
But now they all know that Karina is in the area. She might be even go for something even more spicy. They're in the fog of war. So they're stacking up. They're looking for this engage. But I don't know if these
they know
two
the little
are
pets
going
and
to...
thing.
Oh, they have the Herald. So here we have it. That's why they were gathering around for a little longer. It's going to hit, take a couple of platings. Sheena is going to try to engage as well. They have
oh my god, Vi with the Shen. I love this combo.
Oh no. They're dropping really low. The kill goes to Cosmic. And now this
Cosmic grabs that for herself. Well done.
Oh, that is the power of Vi. That is why you
Vi Shen combo is phenomenal. That's a really good engage, guys.
The business immediately getting rid of the AD carry, immediately getting rid of the advantage that G2 had around this side of the map, and that means they can go for their own first dragon. Karina, are you still fighting? Yeah, she is. Again, no
Oh my god, really good damage reduction there. Almost went down.
Not gonna be taken out by that. Instead, it is gonna be that Drake picked up and a nice return.
We'll be right back with the Rising Star tournament, guys, after my next Lulu game. For those just tuning in, we're watching...
But no, stepping right
it's called the Rising Stars. It's the first ever all-female tournament in Europe. And this is the finals.
And considering the fact that there was a lot of pressure down here, not faring too badly. You can see with this Herald comes in, but it doesn't even matter. Not when Vi has this.
Gameplay is actually pretty good.
Gonna manage to
not that I'm surprised. It's good.
With no flash, no ability to get away. And then Karina gets way too high feet trying to continue to fight in. Doesn't want to give up this Drake, but ends up giving over way more than originally expected.
To be honest, I completely missed the moment when Columbo went down. I was so focused on Karina fighting here.
Oh my god, she plays so aggressive actually.
Columbo is here trying to help Karina. Karina does in fact not need any help whatsoever, but Columbo is the one who's going down.
She got baited.
It's a bait for your own team.
Yes. Yeah, I think the problem here was not that Karina was a little too overconfident, maybe a little bit, but she knows how good she is in the Belvast. That's why she survived. But at the same time, I don't think they considered how good Cosmic would be at placing those traps and kiting away. That was so
this mid lane CS is actually really good. 127 at 12 minutes, chat. She's doing so well.
To help her up on that 1v1 battle, and as you said,
Syndra beats the Victor matchup, I think, slightly, but it's nothing crazy like this.
They just make themselves be found in a 1v3 scenario, and you can't escape those.
Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I've died as a support in exactly the same situation, and you blame yourself so much and go like, okay, I'm never going to be helping my teammates ever again. But then, a couple of minutes later, you're doing exactly the same.
It's always a lie when you make that promise to yourself. As a jungler, it's the same thing. I should have left that lane alone. I knew it was a bad decision. And yet here I am back again looking for the next fix and definitely going to die to the opposition laners.
So funny.
Once again.
Syndra could look for all in here.
Wow, that was
QR.
some damage on the W.
Should have kept moving forward, I think. She need to be a little bit more confident.
Is once again in the bottom lane while we see Clash a little advanced. It's going to meet up more towards the red side of the map, but Karina doesn't seem that interested in pursuing this fight, at least not for this very second. Lilian, though, is coming up. They have vision, not only that, but also a control.
Oh my god, Syndra's caught.
They don't know Karina's here, though, and that's going to be a 1v1 scenario where Karina is going to win.
Played.
Wow,
well, it's over for Syndra now. I don't know what the fuck she was doing there.
Lilian, I'm so sorry to see that happening, but it's going to be another kill for G2 Health.
So we're going 2-3 in.
Let's not talk about the flash. She tried.
Up a little bit of gold advance. What is it?
I'm impressed by this Belbev. She's good.
But I believe that's 2,000 between the teams right now.
Victor insta wins now. That one pick plus fail flash. GG.
In the game, that is already starting to slowly but surely pile up, especially considering that Kaltis is old.
Sheena has good game knowledge. Like her gank senses are kind of nice. Like the angles.
Especially for Jhin. We're talking about the lack of mobility for this champion. The moment the Gale Force appeared as a new item in the game, that was the moment all Jhin mainers had a little breathing room.
Yeah, definitely. That Gale Force just gives Jhin so much more survivability that he didn't previously had, and a lot more kill threat as well, because Jhin was often caught in situations where he couldn't get quite close enough to his opposition to actually finish off a kill, and now with that Gale Force going to be incredibly impactful. Most of the first mythics have come through on both teams, slightly further behind for Clash right now. You can see a trade right here, though. It's going to be another Rift Herald going into the back pocket.
Heartsteel said she's going to be tanky.
Clash are going to pick themselves up that first brick gold. And so if you are able to turn this Herald play into a brick as well, then it's perfectly fine. But if not, then it is actually a little bit of a win here for Clash.
Yes, I think it's definitely optimal that Karina tries to get the first break for that team. Of course, not the first break gold, but the one they take probably on the mid lane. No, never mind. I mean, to be fair, maybe Sejuani can take the top one by herself because it's hanging by a thread. And I don't know if
Castles aren't even that bad.
To use the Herald on such little health.
Yeah, Reddit was was Reddit complaining about the casters?
To take a
I
little
don't think
bit
they've
of
been that.
reasoning
They've been
where you
horrible.
want to place it, especially since it's 30
I think the sound quality is a little bit
next
off. One
drink
chick's
to
way
appear in
louder
the
than the
map,
other.
and where you place the Herald is going to dictate where the enemies will try to direct themselves to.
Yeah, and that's going to be the usual transition of taking the Herald right before the dragon is going to be spawning.
Stole my name,
And then
thanks
you have it in
17,
your
bro.
pocket, and the enemy team has to be so wary of that fact because they know they will need to split their attention at some point. But definitely this mid lane turret looks extremely juicy, and yes, Karina is going to do exactly that. But look at that, the fight, it might just be starting here with Karina.
Lilian, what are you frontlining Syndra for? Get back, get back! Backline! Oh no.
But all the blue bars are looking to be a little in a bad place. But
They're gonna run forward.
And damage might be
Oh my God.
on the way as well. But she's a little
What a
out of
fight!
position.
Keep going.
Sana is so low on health.
Victor will
is
clean
getting
up.
caught up by
Even
the
using the
two
Q for the
build
MS.
forces.
Steals it away from the...
Countess is going to land. But
No,
they're still protected
sorry.
by Tifa.
Wrong ult.
Kiana is around the corner. 3 members
Tifa, go.
against 2 of G2. And they're
Keep playing
going on here.
confident.
Gale Force
Keep fighting.
in
Two,
front.
go, 2v3,
But
2v3, 2v3,
Dark
2v3,
Shield
2v3.
is going to deny the
We got on a flash.
Countess, but they're getting a little bit down on that HP bar. G2 doesn't have
Go,
much
your
vision,
jungle's
but
coming.
there
Go,
it
go.
is. It's the Hextech Gate
Whoop.
coming
Nice
to
by
Arena to
G2.
arrive just in time, and Clash has to retreat.
Yeah, now it's going to be a numbers advantage on the side of G2, which means no way Clash could go in and do anything about the
So,
the
third dragon,
hexstreak
actually.
of the game is going to be taken by G2, and look at that. That was a really interesting beginning of the fight for them because they are playing around Jhin, and whenever you have Jhin, the moment you're starting a fight or the moment you're being dragged into a fight, the first thing you need to check is how far away from everybody on the enemy team your Jhin is standing, because he will need to go into his ultimate and he will be as immobile as he gets, so you need to make sure that nobody can get to him. And this is exactly what happens here. Nobody can get to Kaltis. Kaltis survives.
That karma aggression, she flashes straight in, bro.
And then Fujito is about trying to follow up, but are they the ones being followed up all of a sudden?
Things begin to swing so very quickly in this fight. It looks very good for G2 to begin. Like you said, Countess was far enough away to be able to make that play work right at the beginning. But then the members of Quest, they just have so much more damage, much better team fight ability, and trying to fight directly through one of those Stan United shields out of
I am
Sana
annoyed they
is
put
so
Silco
very
in TFT
difficult.
and made
It
whole
meant
model
that
for
the
him,
team
but
fight
not put him
ended
lol.
being a little bit
Yeah, I
longer
agree, that's
than was
bullshit.
possibly expected, and overall it was an advantage to Clash until Karina's able to respawn perfectly quickly and use those.
What's just this?
techniques to get back
What rank do you think
towards
this? This looks to me
and
like I'm about a
hold on
Masters
this
tier
fight.
solo queue game.
I really have to say something.
CS numbers and scores are kind of like around about that.
I
Maybe
really
high
did not
Masters,
see
honestly,
how
bro.
maybe
It's
how
actually,
Herald-
I mean,
We
it's
had
yeah,
one point of
solid.
the Herald, and the mid lane
Exactly,
outer turret
it
was
was
so low that I
definitely-
think Herald just had to walk towards the inner one.
Yeah, I think it was. While we were getting a look at the replay, that might have happened, and this tower is also gonna probably go down pretty soon. Nice dodge on the W, the most damage that they're going to deal right now. They can't defend the turret,
Well
but they
played.
might
G2 have really
be
good
trying
macro.
to go for a fight. No, it's just the mid laner and the jungler against 4 people, so they're just going to prioritize other things. Maybe just cancel the recall. Is
Good
that
champion pick
good?
draft on
I
both
don't
sides.
think-
Oh my
Holy
god,
shit.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Drafts are alright. I wouldn't say
Wait.
it's good.
Oh, thank you. It's the replay
Yeah.
of the thing. I thought it was happening now. I was like, when did the
No.
other turret spawn? What?
What the hell? Does she have?
Nobody killed the Herald, just let it run its way through, and
replay.
that's how it went down. TP play here, Shana
It was very
up under
confused.
tower.
Yes, they are.
Sedge.
He's getting caught on this one. Is not going to be
Rookie
no
era.
way to escape. And Solari, the game is really looking super even if we just look at.
Oh, she's
gold.
losing her mind over
Yes,
that.
I mean, we had...
Fine, it
speaking about
happens,
the
it's
goal
fine.
Between the teams before, Clash are managing to find their ways around the map to make sure they're making the gap as small as possible. And right now, they're not feeling too bad on the map, especially if you look at that Caitlyn running with 4 white and 400 gold bounties.
Heart still stacked well.
Head, which is quite big.
Oh,
But we're
this-
already at the 20th minute of the game, and the stakes are getting higher and higher. The Baron has already spawned on on the map, which was perfect time for G2 to take out that outer turret on the top lane, because right now they're going to have an easy access to this part of the map. And if you look there, and if you look at the amount of wards around it,
super
there is
aggressive
a lot to put,
Victor
but also
build.
a lot to clear out.
I would have went
for them.
Banshees. She's gonna go.
Really
She's gonna
is.
go
It's
Shadow
a
Flame.
Brilliant amount of vision right here for
Maybe
Clash.
she thinks
They
his teams are better than
absolutely know
NA?
what's going on around this Baron pit, and that's exactly where you want your vision.
I mean, it's hard to judge.
Right
I'm not the
rest
one to
of the map
judge
is
that.
less
I don't
important
think.
than this Baron pit currently, and if you want to make a play around this Baron,
These girls are
knowing
pretty good.
exactly where
These
your
girls are
enemy
good.
is
The teams are good
is
though.
exactly correct. I don't think either of these teams can go in for a Baron right this very second. You're more looking to set yourself up for a team fight, but if you can bait your opposition in and know that they're walking in blind, that is a perfect situation for you to find a pick and then translate that into the Baron.
I definitely agree there, Bloxer. I think that's something that has worked really well in the tournament. And all the point of focus has been the vision, but on this time around, it's just on diving. Lizia has the backup of Karina, though. They are gonna have to try to retreat because the Glacier Prince is going to connect.
Karina, go!
Is gonna try to run away.
Oh, she can't get in.
Is there? They're still able to retreat, but in the mid lane, though, Countess and Tifa are pushing really hard on the tier 3, and they're gonna try to probably
Holy
use
shit,
their
they're deep
here to try and get there more easily. They just decide to rotate back. They pushed out the wave, shoved it, and that's as good as they're gonna get. So they just go for the next best thing, which is going to be bot lane.
Yes, because come on, the next dragon is
People in chat acting like they're hard. They're not hard suck plat gold, judging
challenge
challenger female players.
Dragon soul point.
Yeah,
so
chat, come on now.
Waves on the mid lane and the bot lane,
You're
while the
respectful.
majority of the enemy team was busy on the top lane with just 2 members of your team, and your 2 teammates were still successful despite being in such big of a numbers disadvantage, says a lot about how comfortable G2 are still feeling, despite the game still going pretty evenly from both sides.
All damage
G2
on
do
the
feel more confident here.
Belveth as well.
Yeah, they seem to be much happier just stepping up. I think a lot of that is Karina's confidence single-handedly with that Belveth, knowing that she can walk on forward. And now that you can begin to set yourself up for this Drake, I mean, we highlighted it. Clash have a lot of vision around the Baron, but all of the bottom side of the map was vision for G2. They're going to be able to take this one out before there's any response. Is there going to be a fight, though?
Yes, we'll see if that's going to happen. Dark Shield on Sheena is going to prevent them from getting any sort of CC.
Solid fight, here we go.
This one is going to get it unless they use
Victor, shredding.
and the stand.
Karina gets reset. She's gonna go in. Double kill. Looking for the triple.
2 kills for the Belveth. Karina really popping off. Shen gets 1 kill on Sejuani, but it's just 2 people standing, and G2 gets the upper hand on this fight, and it really goes down, isn't it, Solari, to the fact that they waited.
Go, Victor. Play confident. Play confident. Play confident.
To be down
Go!
to throw the glacier.
Oh my
god! Oh, Cosmic. Oh, Tifa nailing that 1v1, and they're gonna go for Barry now.
Not
Quite
bad
bizarre
at all,
spacing,
yeah,
but it's
totally
fine. I
agree
guess it
with you.
works.
That dark shield on Morgana is such a big thing that's going to deny so much coming from you that you need to wait for it to be used. And if you get this opportunity, you absolutely need to capitalize on that. Jin's positioning was very risky because going into the ultimate so close to the enemy team is risky to say the least, but come on, everything works out in the end for G2 because Karina is already so fat, and this is Velvet that hit all her milestones.
Absolutely massive. We'll be right back into the ending of the game. Alright, let's watch the ending of the all-female European tournament, the first ever.
Really early in the game.
I'm excited. I want to see the ending, a big team fight, big juicy team fight. Give it to me.
This game feels so tense, but G2 currently in firm control. You can see just going straight in, and unfortunately Sheena goes way too far forwards. That's a lot of your frontline damage going down. Karina is now able to be fully unleashed.
I'm a big fan of Karina. Me too, bro. She's actually been impressing.
Despite that
really
Spirit's
well.
Refuge being used well, only Lilianne's beautiful Scatter the Weak stops this fight from getting even worse right here for Clash. But then, unfortunately, step too far forwards to Tifa. Tifa's someone we haven't been highlighting too much recently because it's not flashy plays with the Victor, but that ult is just wrecking people into the back line and just destroying the opposition.
Yes, and G2 has all the pressure and dominance in the side of the map. Clash has been forced more into their base. Sheena trying to get some vision on this, maybe clearing out the wards, but the damage on the tower is so much. They're going to be caught in the gravitational field immediately exploded. Sana is going to try to do a front line for them, backing them up into the base, but it's G2 Health with the Baron buff. The Glacial Prison is going to hit. Karina's very deep into this fight.
Massive
Maybe
spread from Lilian.
The weak is going to
Scatters
land, but
all of the ball.
to be dealt on
Scatters
the
the weak.
We have the taunt on Lily.
Could be a comeback here.
She's gonna go down because she's getting targeted by the tower. The flash forward and the taunt doesn't connect.
Go.
Tifa still standing.
Oh my god.
Gets the Sonya left for a little
Please stop
longer,
screaming.
but they also fall alongside their ADC.
Victor, beautiful kiting here.
Over the blue base. This
No
might
idea
be
what's
the
going on.
first
It just is
win
absolutely...
of the grand finals for G2. The timers are still coming
open.
up though.
The game's
Around
done.
20, and only Vi and Syndra are alive. I don't think they both can do much to defend against these two
Victor's on
big
TP in.
lanes. We have
G2 have good
Rico
fucking...
just
Dude,
to get
G2
the
have
TP
good
on the
macro.
minion. This is going to
I love
look
this Karina.
really
She,
bad for
like...
Clash, as they're trying to defend some
She
more
front
minions.
lines,
It's
like,
funny
all
on
these
that side
fights
of the
so
map.
well.
I
That's how you need a
don't
jungler to
know
be. Even on, like,
G2
a full
wants
damage.
to commit to this one.
Go,
It's so
G2,
close.
go.
They might be wiped out before they can
Where's the
do
team?
much.
Any follow-up?
Stun. Oh my god, at the
Just
minute of
GG.
the game.
What rank is that Karina? What rank is she? She's got to be at least GM, right?
They win.
She looks really good in those games.
Yeah,
Stands out
love
against
her.
master players.
So excited.
I don't want to be that guy, but like, what are those curtains and bed
Yeah, and
sheets?
so if she
Bed
even
sheets.
secured
What are the
first
patterns?
blood on Velvet,
Very
Karina
bold
just-
from
she
Black
owns it.
Bloxer.
She did own every single
I respect it though.
It's
Unique.
not-
I would love to stick around and watch the second game full through, but I'm not going to. I just want to skip to the end and have a look. Oh my god, it was an absolute stomp.
Try and take
Karina
this
played
one down
Gwen
for
jungle and
Vivian.
went
They're just
4-0.
going to concede it and go for
Yeah,
another
second game was
side
a bit
of
of a
the
stomp.
map.
First
As the
game was pretty good though,
mid
pretty
lane
close.
T1
Did we get any interviews at the end? Fucking 9-hour VOD, Jesus. These lovely ladies commentate and cast for 9 hours straight? No shot. 9 hours straight, that's a long... They're working hard. Respect.